Yan po ang aking commitment, hindi lamang po sa tao, kundi sa Panginoon na makapagserbisyo, makapaglingkod ako. Gawin na natin ang lahat nating magagawa, makatulong tayo sa kapwa para maipakita natin na tayo ay may Panginoon sa buhay sa pamamagitan ng pagkalinga at pagmamahal sa kapwa natin. Kaya habang malakas pa tayo, habang mayroon tayo, tulong tayo.
Ako po ay nagpapasalamat lalong-lalo na sa Panginoon at sa kapangalawa kay Manny Pacquiao dahil sa napakaganda ng puso niya. Bukod pa doon, binigyan niya kami ng bahay.
Yan po ang programa ko na yan. Hindi po yan proposal lamang, kundi matagal ko na pong ginagawa yan sa sarili kong bulsa, sa sarili kong pagsisikap, dugo at pawis ang aking puhunan para makapagbigay, makatulong ako sa aking mga kababayan. Kaya naman po, ang nais ko talaga na maipasa, maibatas ang Free Public Housing Act, ma-implement at maraming mabigyan ng tahanan. Nagawa ko po yan. Na ako lang, ano pa kaya ang pera ng taong bayan na dapat mabalik sa inyo. Yan po ang aking ipinaglalaban.
Daghan king salamat Sir Manny Pacquiao sa imong kaayo sa amo. God bless.
Pasalamat mi sa Ginoo nga gigamit siya sa Dios nga maluoy sa mga pobre nga sama sa amoa.
Salamat.
Pumili po tayo na isang kandidato na may tunay na malasakit at pagmamahal sa mga mahihirap at naiiwanan sa laylayan ng mga Pilipino. Wala pong ibang tinitingnan kundi kapakanan, kinabukasan ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino na naghihirap, nagugutom at wala pong oportunidad na makapagtrabaho. We are just stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Therefore, we should maximize the time, the strength, the blessings that God entrusted to us to help others para mag-glorify ang ating Panginoon sa buhay natin. In God, all things are possible. Nothing is impossible with God.
Itong pinaglalaban ko, samahan niyo po ako. Yun po ang hangad ko palagi sa pamilyang Pilipino na wala pong may iiwan. Higit sa lahat, magtutulungan tayo, magkakaisa tayo para po sa isang minimithi nating kaunlaran ng ating bansa.
Ang dalangin ko palagi na itong bansang ito may pagmamalaki ng sabayan ng Pilipino na maunlad, masaya, nagkakaisa at namumuhay ng tahimik. Si Manny Pacquiao po, number 50 po sa balota.
Palma. Oh, fuck. That's unfair, man. Palma, 7 points in the game.
To Del Fuentes!
Ilagan takes the shot and knocks it down. Maloya is open. 3-point. Oh, my goodness!
Face a jumper by Robin Celis.
Caballero has time.
Now it gets started also. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
Earlier, we witnessed Sarangani getting demolished by the Abra Solid North Weavers in the first game of our Friday triple header here at the Paco Arena. This is day 50 of the 7th season of your MPBL. Josh Giab has been solid for the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys this season, averaging 10.9 points per game, while Roy Sumang has been on a tear himself para sa Zamboanga. Sikat sila ang maglalaban para sa ating pangalawang laro dito sa Paco Arena here in Manila City. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, this is going to be an interesting matchup. We've harped about it during the first game. These two teams obviously on opposite sides of the team standings in their respective divisions, pero makikita natin na maganda ang magiging matchup na to.
Yeah, maganda ang magiging matchup na to because Zamboanga, they really like to take a lot of shots. Samantalang ito namang Ilagan plays with a lot of defense and second chance effort. So we'll see what gives between these two.
These are teams that are very well coached. Of course, Coach Louie on the side of Ilagan and Coach Ege Macaraya and Coach Bong Ramos. Para naman sa Zamboanga, mapapanood nyo ang MPBL on our Facebook and YouTube channels, pati na rin sa Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 6 o'clock p.m. Ilagan was able to win at home against Batangas City in their last game, 82-75.
Well, flat start actually. They were down 2-1 in the first 5 minutes, but Oligario happened and really jacked up the energy right there in crucial fourth quarter with Art De La Cruz scoring 12 of his points in that quarter. Yung dalawang 3-pointers na yun ni Gomez, napakalaki para sa kanila. At yung 18 turnovers na na-force nila, kung saan nakakuha sila ng 21 points of it, huge part of why defense has really been a key para dito sa Ilagan.
That was a big fourth quarter that they had, Coach. 27-17. They outscored Batangas in that game, and Art De La Cruz was really big time for the Cowboys in that game, doing it all, scoring the basketball, facilitating for his teammates, just like we usually see an Art De La Cruz do on the floor. Sa kasamaang palad, he will not be with Ilagan in this game against Zamboanga. But look at his numbers against Batangas City, Coach. Yan ang magiging kulang ng Ilagan in this game.
And pretty much he willed Ilagan to that win alongside the other guys. And again, very MVP-like numbers para dito kay Art De La Cruz.
Well, he is going to be on the sidelines, just as I mentioned, for this game, while Zamboanga also won their last game against Muntinlupa. Identical score para lang sa Ilagan Isabela Cowboys when they went up against Batangas City. 82-75 rin ang naging tala sa laro na ito.
Oo, napakaganda ng laban na yon. And even in that game, you saw solid shot making para dito sa Zamboanga. They were 47% from there. And what's outstanding is yung 40% three-point shooting nila. That's a total of 13 made out of 32 attempts, and they got a lot paint points. We were plus 14 in that department. The bench was pretty big. Sumang and Kalisay accounting for 27 of the 43 bench points.
That three-point shooting of Zamboanga, Coach, has been one of the key factors, have been one of their strengths here so far in this season, and a big reason why they are number 2 in the Southern Division. And one of the big reasons why they have been playing so well as of late has been the former UE Red Warrior, Roy Sumang, who has been on a tear. He has only scored single digits in one game this season and has broken the 20-point barrier twice.
Yeah, and second leading scorer para dito sa Zamboanga. Second when it comes to assists, second when it comes to steals. You know, really just different facets of the game where Roy Sumang has impacted the results for Zamboanga.
Well, they're hoping they can get another big game from Super Sumang in this game against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Can Zamboanga extend their winning streak here tonight? Let's go to Richard Tampos.
Enjoy the evening. Great to have you at Paco Arena for the Ilagan Isabela versus Zamboanga game in the 2025 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 7. Let's meet the starting five first of Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. At forward number 5, Josh Giab. At guard number 13, Gab Gomez. Playing center number 15, Alan Santos. Point guard number 18, Philip Manalang. Small forward number 29, Allen Mina. The head coach is Louis Gonzalez. Assistant coaches, Mixon Ramos, Eric De La Cuesta, Ans Robles, Alex Calweng, and Edel Tacorda. Coaching consultant, Glenn Capaccio. The team managers, Jabe Diaz, EJ Diaz, and Joji Fournier. Team governors, Ricky Lagui and Joey Fournier. The team honors, J.O. Diaz, Governor Rodito Albano, and Mayor J. Diaz. And now, for Zamboanga, Sikat. Coming in at center number 1, James Una. Starting at guard number 2, Chino Mosqueda. The other guard number 15, Reg Gabat. Forward number 17, Abdul Sawat. Also at forward number 18, JP Kawilan. Their head coach is Bong Ramos. Assistant coaches, Ailey Borneo, Ian Valdez, Louis Bautista, Carla Nusa, and Marvin Carrion. Team consultant, Egay Macaraya. The team managers, Ram Irena, and Alvin Muñoz.
Check out our starting five of this game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Ilagan, Isabela, Cowboys, they are bringing in a sort of different starting unit for this game. Philip Manalang, Gab Gomez, Alan Santos, Josh Giab, and Alan Mina. They're five to begin this game, while Zamboanga, practically the same starting unit. Chino Mosqueda, Reg Gabat, James Una, JP Kawilan, and Abdul Sawat. Good evening once again, mga kaliga, ladies and gentlemen. This is Javi Pananya, joined by Coach Mike Perez and Miss Lyra Punsalan. We are live from the Paco Arena in Manila City, the nation's capital. The second game of your Friday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. The opening tip goes to the guys in orange, the Zamboanga Sikat, Ilagan in their white and blue threads. Mosqueda goes to JP Kawilan. That's a quick trigger for JP Kawilan, the former NU Bulldog, lines it up from the outside.
And when we talked about Zamboanga taking a lot of shots, for the most part, it's been three-point makes. They're number one when it comes to three-point makes, roughly at 10 per game. And so hindi ka na nagugulat na yun ang unang attempt nila para sa game na ito.
Mina misses from the outside. A stop for Zamboanga. And regarding the three-point shooting of Zamboanga, Coach, do you think it's because of the way that this lineup has been made for this season? Not really a lot of guys who can mix it up inside.
Yeah, agree. And you have very capable guards that can actually run off the floor and get 3 attempts. You know, so much firepower in that department para dito sa Zamboanga.
Yep, trying to get a pass inside to Alan Santos. Abdul Sawat, this guy has been spectacular this season para sa Zamboanga. Already one season under his belt, and you could tell that he's fully adjusted to the MPBL game.
Alam mo kung anong gusto mo dito kay Abdul Sawat? Let alone he's top 3 in almost every category there is, except for steals. You know, he's just embraced that role. He's really taking that lead and sumusunod yung mga kasama niya sa kanya. And the minutes that he's played, roughly about mga 20-23 minutes per game, is enough to influence how the other guys will be playing.
There's a foul against the Cowboys. Check out this fast break of the game, brought to you by Extreme X-Pop, personal karaoke, speaker every day, karaoke. That's Abdul Sawat, 11.8 points per game this season to lead the Zamboanga Sikat. James Una, he's been very steady as well at that 5 spot, just could not hit on the reverse para sa Zamboanga. Alan Mina, season opening, and that's all he needs, just a sliver of space. Alan Mina connecting from the outside.
Yeah, decent three-point shooter na Alan Mina, mga 31% yan from beyond the arc. But more than that, his partnership with Art and Josh Giab has really been very much that vital para dito sa team nila Coach Louie.
Reg Gabat short on the three-point shot. The Cowboys looking to push. Mina in the lane. That's swatted away by Sawat. And the ball will go to the Cowboys.
And that should be...
No, it will stay with Zamboanga. It will go to Zamboanga rather.
Yeah, and that should stay with the Cowboys. I'd like to think that at least from our vantage point, it got blocked.
Well, there's going to be a challenge on the floor. Early challenge here. These two teams already caught in a very heated back and forth as we start. We're going to take a short break.
The challenge made by Ilagan Isabela is successful. Cowboys
It's a successful
basketball.
challenge for Coach Louis Gonzalez, so it will stay with the Cowboys. Tingnan ulit natin yung nangyari. There was a block by Sawat. Giab had a hand on it, and apparently James Una had last touch on the rock.
Yeah, that's why he should stay with Ilagan.
Manalang setting up the table for the Cowboys. Mina on the left corner. Giab flashes middle, goes up for the shot. That was well challenged. Sawat with a rebound. At ang maganda dito kay Abdul Sawat, coach, he's the type of player you'd like to say a type of grab-and-go player.
Oh, yeah. Pag nakakuha ng rebound dyan, pwedeng siya na yung mag-decide on what to do, especially in transition. And napakahalaga na meron kang ganong klase na player.
At napakahalaga rin na may ganito kang klaseng shooter in Alan Mina as you see him knock down the three-point shot of the game. Brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances.
And having a player like that can do grab and go just, speeds up the game for you.
Which is exactly the type of game that Coach Bong Ramos and Coach Egay Macaraya want Zamboanga to be playing, and they have exemplified that for the most part of this season. That's why they are at 8-2 right now, number 2 in the South, just behind reigning South Division champions, the Quezon Huskers.
Yeah, they got a pretty good size mga wingmen, that can play alongside the smaller guards and can match up decently against the big wingmen or forwards.
Di man ganun katangkaran yung mga big men nila, pero yung average height nila as a team is pretty good.
Tsaka yung mobility, maganda.
Yes.
Right. Kaya maganda tong matchup na to with Ilagan. Ooh!
Reg Gabat committing that foul on Alan Mina. And also one part of this matchup that we have certainly been looking forward to is the coaching battle between Coach Louis Gonzalez, his staff, and of course the coaching duo of Coach Egay and Coach Bong para sa Zamboanga.
Yeah, agree. And pretty much, Coach Louis is really going to make the most of, understanding yung mga schemes ng mga teams. After all, he was an analyst previously. And of course, yung experience niya having coached collegiate basketball and knowing these guys.
That's why I think when he got the opportunity to become head coach of this squad, of course, siyempre, pinag-isipan niya ng konti as we see Josh Giab knocking it down from the outside. But I feel like in his mind, naisip niya na, I have been preparing for this unconsciously.
Oo naman, totoo naman. Kumbaga, darating at darating eh.
I mean, a coach of his caliber certainly will always have a job ready for him.
Agree.
Here come his Cowboys. Manalang leaves it for Alan Mina. Trailer 3, no good. They get the ball back. He gives it up to Santos. Screen set by Josh. Instead, they go to Gab Gomez.
Look at that, all that man movement offensively.
Mina, short on the outside shot. Zamboanga on the run. Mosqueda on the left side. We're now approaching the halfway point of quarter number 1, just like that.
Ang bilis eh, no?
Sawat, he's been an improved three-point shooter this season. Definitely better from the lower 20s he was in previous years. He's now shooting close to 30% from beyond the arc this year.
Agreed. And then adding that to his weapon helps a lot his game. Lalo na he loves to play inside the paint and out in the open. Josh.
He tried to do a Kobe there, tried to bounce it off the glass and get it back. Unfortunately, Zamboanga manages to secure the stop. Mosqueda was stripped by Gomez. Sawat could not stop Manalang. Tuloy-tuloy ang action dito. Gomez says, let's set this up with 9 on their shot clock.
Frenetic pace.
Screen set by Santos. Manalang manages to scoop one inside. Wala yan. No numbers for Zamboanga, but Sawat will take it anyway. Three-point shot is long. James Sena kakapasok lang, nakuha ang rebound. Pero naibigay kay Josh Giab.
Well, obviously, Zamboanga got the go signal to take threes when available.
Giab matched up against JP Kawilan. One-on-one. The double coming from Sena. The interception from Mosqueda. And Chino will go all the way.
Wow, the turnovers that Zamboanga has forced, they're actually third when it comes to being an efficient team. And the way that they convert those points of turnovers, just so much para dito sa Zamboanga.
Apat ang inahabol ng Cowboys. Quick move to the basket. Manalang able to draw the foul I think that's gonna go against Chino Mosqueda.
Tsaka yung defense ang nilalaro rin itong nitong Zamboanga, and as much as also ito Ilagan plays a lot of defense, boils down on a lot of mobility and guards that can able to read and make finishes.
It's no secret that if you are playing on either of these two squads, you have to be in tip-top shape.
Oo, kailangan kondisyon ka. Kung hindi, iwan ka. Sa practice pa lang, iwan ka na.
Mismo. LGR is the official outfitter of the MPBL. Maraming salamat sa LGR. Just by the way, these two coaching staffs coach inside the court, you know that you really have to be well-conditioned.
Oo, totoo naman. Tsaka yung, it matters yung defense na nilalaro nitong Zamboanga, because almost a fourth of their points have really come from the points of turnovers. They roughly get, what, about 85 points per game. Or almost 20, 22 points of that they get from the points of the turnovers that they force.
Practically, the second unit is in the floor para kay Coach Bong Ramos and Coach Egay Macaraya. Sumang, Sena, Salim, as well as Ichi Altamirano. James Sena could not hit from mid-range.
Well, that's another guard right there, Ichi Altamirano. Oh, turnover.
Olegario also just checked in along with Sean Kitevis and Mark Dyke, as well as Dave Ando para dito sa koponan ng Ilagan. So both benches on the floor for both teams. Olegario trying to be the best that he is defensively on Roy Sumang.
And for the most part, he gets mostly the best guards at the very least of the other team to be a pest against them defensively.
Which is why you have to give him his flowers, the way that he has improved, the reigning homegrown player of the year.
Agree.
Sena gets that one to trickle in.
Sabi nga ni Coach Louie kanina, laki talaga ng ibinigay na energy ni Olegario dun sa game na yon. Not just the 10 points, it's his availability to be an energy bunny para dito sa Cowboys.
Bacoy Marcos using that upper body strength to try and generate some offense. Dave Ando could not tip it in as well. Sena finally secures it para sa Zamboanga. 12-8. The Sikat up by 4. Sumang from downtown. There's a whistle. That looks like it's going to be an offensive foul against Ichi Altamirano, which he will not contest.
Goods na siya doon. Pero dito mo, well, now they're down what? They're down 4 itong Ilagan, but you have to keep in mind there is no Art de la Cruz, and so this is a good start for Ilagan. This is one of those few starts na wala silang Art de la Cruz on the floor to start the game.
And so because of that loss, Coach, who do you expect to step up to the plate?
Well, it has to be collective with Alan Mina, Josh Giab, and even Gomez, so to speak, because of his sniping from the outside.
That's a travel called against the former San Juan Knight, Dave Ando. Well, Coach Luis Gonzalez has also been raving about this guy, to si Dave Ando, in that conversation that we had when we were talking about Art de la Cruz. Si Dave Ando ang isa sa mga big man na talagang tinitingnan niya na makuha dito sa kanyang kupunan.
And I feel he matches up well with James Sena.
And the reason being is because Dave Ando might not be a very imposing figure, pero ang sabi ni Coach Louie, yung IQ daw, he was very impressed.
Right. And that matters to Coach Louie. Oh boy, Sumang.
Sumang over Dyke. Could not convert there. The outlet pass by Olegario. Dyke. That move anticipated well by Ichi Altamirano.
This is more of a defensive 5 on the floor right now for Ilagan. You don't have an Alan Mina. You know, most of the scorers are not there, including Gab Gomez, and so these guys are out there to play a lot of defense.
2 minutes and 13 remaining in the first quarter. Zamboanga still up by 4 points.
It is a matter of sustaining consistency now para sa Ilagan Isabela Cowboys with their 5-5 standing according to Coach Louie. Nagpakatotoo din siya kanina na talagang they're gonna be able to step up. They need extra effort to step up today to match or even overmatch Zamboanga dahil they're bringing this confidence that they're one of the top teams in the South Divisions. But knowing Coach Egay, isa daw talaga ang 3-point shooting sa mga aspetong kailangan nilang bantayan sa Zamboanga na strengths nila more than ever now na mas lalo pa daw lumalakas itong sina Roy Sumang at Abdul Sawat, which they hope to control or better yet stop with their defense system. Pero ready naman daw itong mga Cowboys and they're gonna play with strength today. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Well, right now we're seeing these two teams figure in a very tight, defensive-oriented matchup, and we did not expect anything less from these two squads. Coach Louie mentioned in that report by Lyra that it is the effort that they have to bring in primarily for them to try and get the victory against the number 2 squad in the South.
Yeah, and so far in this game goes, there have been 7 turnovers between these two. 4 from Ilagan and 3 from Zamboanga. But it's been Zamboanga that's been able to make the most out of it. They got, what, 6 points out of the turnovers that they forced. And so you got to work on that if you're Ilagan. Ooh! Player down.
Altamirano. Holding on to the left side. Is it his shoulder or the part of his rib?
Oh, parang sa rib on that left side.
I didn't really see what happened. And right away when Altamirano went down, I saw both Oligario and Kitevis put their hands up.
Not me.
As if to say, nope, it wasn't me. J.R. Oligario previously played for the Parañaque Patriots, where he was able to win the Homegrown Player of the Year award last year. He was such a spark plug for Coach Mike Saguit that caught the eye of Ilagan Isabela Cowboys head coach Louie Gonzalez. But here, J.R. Oligario has caught the eye of our game officials.
Well, sure enough, nakataas naman yung kamay niya, pero yung siko yung tumama.
Kitang-kita. Mahirap talaga makatakas ngayon na may replay na. Our referees for this ball game, Crew Chief Ray Gabriel, Umpire 1, J.R. Francisco, Umpire 2 is Richard De La Cruz, and the 4th guy on the sideline is Joel Macatuno.
There was a warning on the Zamboanga Sikat, number 24, Ichi Altamirano, for delaying the game.
Interesting call. No foul called on J.R. Oligario. Instead, just a warning laban kay Ichi Altamirano for delay of game.
Parang flopping yung naging treatment dun.
I expect this to be a highly physical game. You've seen our referees really let the players play on the floor. Not that time though, as Altamirano turned the corner and made a hard drive to the basket against a very capable defender in Sean Kitevis.
Yeah, and it's almost like Ichi is saying, you didn't give me that foul right there, I'm gonna take it right here.
May Mamba mentality pa naman ito si Ichi Altamirano. Big Kobe fan, this guy.
Yeah.
Just by the jersey number that he's wearing, you could already tell that.
Yeah. At saka going back dun sa naging injury niya ng last season, I mean, this is a huge comeback for him, and you're really happy that, you know, at this level he continues.
Certainly, averaging just a shade under 7 points per game. Ando hands it off. No, he keeps the dribble and gives it up to McCoy Marcos. Oligario finally gets to it. Shot clock at 8 for the Cowboys. Lots of movement here para sa Ilagan. Marcos from the outside, that's off to the right. 13-8. Transition attack, bothered there by Sean Kitevis. And that foul call, a lot to his dismay and frustration.
Yeah, he feels that kasi, you know, Sean is always going to be a defensive player. And he wants to put a stop to any offensive attack by his opponents.
And that has been the challenge for most guys coming out of college here into our league, to adjust to the physicality that we have here in the MPBL. Even though we use FIBA rules here primarily, the way that we call fouls is somewhat different.
Oh, iba talaga. So even the pros from other leagues that would come here You know, yun ang una talagang ano eh.
Kahit sila nagugulat eh.
Nagugulat eh. Iba yung physicality eh.
Choi Ignacio, Zamboanga's very own Kobe Bryant, checks into the game. It was staying with the Sikat with still 14 seconds on their shot clock. This is an opportunity for Zamboanga to insert Paul Turco inside the game. Ignacio triggers into Sumang. Salim sets the screen. Sumang off to Choi Ignacio. Ignacio for three, nothing but bottom.
Yeah, that's the right shot. He's supposed to take that coming out of a shake action on that side ball screen. Oh, Mark Dyke.
And that's the type of Mark Dyke that Coach Louie wants to see more often this season para sa Ilagan.
Tsaka kumpiyansa si Coach Louie dito kay Mark Dyke, no? The minutes and the trust that he's given Mark.
Their relationship goes way back to college. Alam ko siya ang nag-recruit dito kay Mark Dyke, if I'm not mistaken.
Kaya no wonder sinusuklian rin lang ni Mark, no? Nice pass.
Turco able to compose himself and get the 2 points. Gets RJ Arenal. Quick return here for the Cowboys. Oligario into the lane, loses it. But it's gonna stay with the guys in white. This is our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Josh Galliano triggering in. 12 seconds remaining in the first. That's a travel.
Yeah. That door got shut. So I'd like to believe it was a same foot travel call on the Oligario. Now they got to play defense.
5 turnovers now in the game for the Cowboys. Zamboanga has 3. Still a lot of time for the last shot here for Zamboanga. 9 seconds left. Sumang wants it. Of course he does. Roy, what can he do against JR? Sumang, no look sa pass to Turco. Unable to finish.
What a pass.
And that's going to do it. The first 10 minutes of action in the books between Zamboanga and Ilagan.
Yeah, and Ilagan, little bit of a shooting struggle. Shooting only 17% versus that of 43% for Zamboanga. Almost the same number of attempts, but it's really been tough to make that basket go in the rim. A lot of it has to do with the type of defense that these guys have been playing against the Cowboys.
In the first and second unit, coach, para dito sa Zamboanga have been showing good continuation from start to finish in that first quarter. That's why they are up by 8 points at the end of one.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
Check out the special deal from 1xBet when you scan the QR code and claim your special offer. We are still live from the Paco Arena in the heart of Manila City. The second time this week that the MPBL has visited this lovely venue where we always get great reception from the fans here. Almost a packed crowd this Friday night. Zamboanga will be facing Quezon City, Pampanga, and Davao in their next 3 games.
And just like the other teams, the games just keep on getting tough. And so you got to be ready for those big ones.
Josh Galliano on the left side. His team down by 8 to start the second quarter. You see the field goal story in quarter number 1. 41% for Zamboanga, only 17 for the Cowboys.
Agree. And multiple attempts by Josh Gia where he got only 1 field goal made. Alan Minax 1 out of 5. Dyke is 1 out of 3, at least 1 out of 1 on his last attempt. But, you know, pretty much some guys not even making any baskets after attempting.
Coach Louie Gonzalez, concerned look on his face, especially by the way that his Cowboys have been shooting the basketball in this game. Unti-unti na talaga nilang nararamdaman ang pagkawala ni Art de la Cruz for this particular matchup against Zamboanga.
And if there's one of the things that Coach Louis' team has really survived, though, it's slow starts. Nakaka-recover sila, and once they get their rhythm, they start getting into that flow. However, the difference right now, which you mentioned earlier, is you don't have an Art de la Cruz that would help get into that flow of things.
And if you're Coach Louis, Coach Mike, I'm sure that if you are to be followed, ayaw mo na sana na ganun na magiging simula niyo parate. As you take a look at the numbers of Abdul Sawat in that game against Muntinlupa, imagine from being just a consummate role player on different squads, Batangas to start his MPBL season, and now at Zamboanga. This season, he has rose to become the leading scorer of this team.
I totally agree. In one of the coverage, I think, when I was with Ken, we talked about if you take Abdul Sawat and put him in another team, either mid-tier or lower tier, I'm sure malaki magiging impact niya. Kasi yung how he's done it this season is spelled the difference for him.
Well, he's played under great coaches so far in his MPBL career, Coach Solo Villanueva, and now with Coach Bong Ramos and Coach Egay Macaraya. Mina still has it, tried to spin into the lane. Shot clock winding down. Giab had to put it up. That's way off the mark. This Zamboanga defense, just like how I described Abra's defense against Sarangani earlier, quite unforgiving already, Coach.
Agree. And the quality of shots have not been to, I'm sure, to Coach Louis' liking.
Mosqueda, he has really been Coach Bong and Coach Egay's extension on the floor. Sawat puts the ball on the deck. Thought he had a pass to Turco, but Turco is still able to get to it. However, hindi nakuha ang tira na yun.
Ito si Josh Galliano, isa sigurong pwedeng makatulong sa opensiba para dito sa Cowboys. Alam mo naman, kayang-kayang umiscore niya, even the perimeter. That's his specialty.
He's been a scorer from college, still here. Giab finally ends the drought para sa Cowboys.
Finally, those two guys connecting. Allen Mina with a pocket pass on that rolling Giab. And Giab is pretty much a paint guy that gives you a lot on the perimeter as well.
And he's one of the guys on this team that knows the system of Coach Louis Gonzalez outside in.
Oh, without a doubt.
Sawat, the fader. You see the increase in the weapons in his arsenal, Coach Mike.
I feel more than the baskets, it's his reads and his looks. I mean,
I
hindi niya
agree.
pinilit sa loob, di ba? Could have gone inside, but he trusts his perimeter shooting. And so, might as well just take it from here. And I trust the practices that I've made.
3-on-3, Sawat to Ignacio. Bit low on the pass, misses the shot. Counter-attack, there is no opportunity for a fast break para sa Ilagan. Down by 10. Almost 3 minutes gone by. Josh Giab on the cut. Gets bumped there by Choi Ignacio, who readily acknowledges the foul.
And they're going to need more of Josh Giab being active on the weak side of the floor, just cutting strong to the lane.
Just like right on cue there, he is featured here in our assist of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Ganda ng pagkakasetup ng roll na yun. It almost looked like an up screen. And with that defender up top and that free lane downhill being free for Josh to go to that space and catch that ball and scoop it.
Yep, trying to rescue his team out of a hole here. The 5-5 Ilagan Isabela Cowboys currently down by 9 points against Zamboanga. Giab has been averaging close to 11 points per contest, 4.8 rebounds, 65.5% from the free throw line this season. And in their game against Batangas, he was very instrumental in that comeback, especially in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, matindi yung kombinasyon nila noon sa fourth quarter. Really a total team effort. And you love that if you're the Cowboys.
Zamboanga will burn a timeout here. They're still up by 8 points.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Manny Pacquiao. Para sa 100%'ong Pinas, 50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 50 si MB. Kahati mo, si Manny.
Coach Louie Gonzalez and the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys face Bataan on May 19. 5 days after that, they go up against reigning South Division champions, the Quezon Huskers. And on June 9, the Manila Batang Quiapo. We're also seeing action later on after this game. They go up against the Quezon City Galleries Taipan at 8 o'clock p.m.
And this slow start for Ilagan was pretty much how they started that game against Batangas. So lower than 15 points in the first 2 quarters, or close to that, and they were able to recover real good, scoring in the mid-20s in the final 2 quarters.
Mosqueda short on the short stab. There's a foul against Ilagan. No, it's going to be against Zamboanga. Turco was the one who committed the personal. So the Cowboys gain possession here.
Tsaka very manageable tong deficit na to. Shot making lang talaga ang challenge, and you just gotta keep executing and trust your system.
It has not yet improved to their standards. Talking about the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Kanina 17%. Right now it's at 19% from the field. Manalang, shot clock is winding down. Fakes a pass. Giab, step back, jumper, in and out.
Couple of players down. Right there on that's Sawat and
Victor Buraga.
Okay.
One of the homegrown players of the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Buraga getting some early action here from Coach Louie Gonzalez.
And that's a foul on Vic Buraga. It should be some Zamboanga ball.
And Zamboanga will indeed take possession here. 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go in this game. In this first half, rather. Sawat, his team up by 8 points.
They're on that zone now.
Mosqueda finding a teammate. Abdul Sawat one-on-one against the smaller Philip Manalang. Offensive foul on Abdul Sawat. On Med Salim, rather.
No, that's Med Salim. Good hold on that defensive stance for the Ilagan Cowboys. And alam mo, yung offensiva rin talaga nila, Coach Louie, you see a lot of man and ball movement, shots taken later in the shot clock because they want to catch that defense late on those rotations. And so kung player ka dito sa Ilagan, kailangan condition ka rin talaga.
Exactly what like we talked about earlier. Buraga gets blocked there. Galliano
there you
finally gets a jumper.
There you go. At saka sanay na sanay yan dito si Josh Galliano. Ako arena to eh.
This has been his home for quite some time. Of course, Galliano coming from the Olivares College program under Coach Mike Sagigit as well. That's why this is new territory to him to be playing under a different head coach.
Yeah.
He's practically played under Coach Mike from his college career to his career here in the pros in the MPBL.
Battle of the boards have been more to Ilagan's liking. They're +3 in that department. However, offensive rebound humahabol na rin para dito sa Zamboanga.
This free throw by Paul Turco is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Turco only played 4 minutes in that game against Muntinlupa, had 2 points and 2 rebounds. His numbers so far this year, 4.6 points, 5.2 boards. Not really a good free throw shooter, only averaging 40% from the charity stripe.
Right. Even on the field, it's pretty pedestrian, at mid 40%.
Mina pops out, nobody getting to him on time, but he muffs the 3-point shot. Ilagan gets it back without the shot clock resetting. Mintis rin doon si Josh Galliano. 23-16, Salim, he has that shot.
Oh yeah.
Bottom para kay Med Salim.
coaches would always tell you on a slot-to-slot pass, you normally would look first to a high-low before you move to any other action. But just the trust in his shooting from the outside made him take it.
Victor Buraga trying to get it back. It will stay with the Cowboys. Some substitutions for both teams. Makoy Marcos coming in for the Cowboys while James Una and Reds Gabat check back in. This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Med Salim is a homegrown para sa Zamboanga Sikat.
And that drop coverage pretty much allowed that gap for him to take.
And he's a very good fit for this squad. A big man who can shoot from the outside. Gomez, tough catch on the inbounds. Manalang calls out the play. Shot clock down to 7. Manalang is blitzed. Gives it up to Marcos. Gomez, hurried three-point shot, in and out. That could have been big for the Cowboys.
I don't think Gab Gomez has ever taken a bad shot. Lahat ng shot niya, halos diretso yung tira eh, no? Minsan ganun lang, rattle out.
Salim this time puts the ball on the deck. Stolen by Philip Manalang. Fakes a pass. Manalang hangs it, scores!
And that's the kind of action that I'm sure Coach Louis would love to see his team. I mean, normally you'd have Art De La Cruz involved in there, but now it's going to be Philip Manalang, who for the most part, I'd like to think would be carrying that responsibility for the Cowboys.
There seems to be a need to run for the Cowboys in this game. However, Zamboanga has been playing spectacular transition defense.
Oh, maganda rin kasi yung athleticism nitong ano eh. Ooh, another steal.
Manalang once again at the forefront. Manalang scoops it up. Misfires that time, but Makoy Marcos is there trailing the play. Up and under move para kay Makoy Marcos.
Staying under composure in a tough situation, you know. Just Makoy Marcos right there. The recovery and the step ahead of any defense coming in.
Jason Credo could not do anything to stop that play. He helps Ilagan come to within 6 points. 3 minutes and 25 ang natitira dito sa ating first half.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino. Number 50 sa balota.
Second, our Gixxer fans of the game, born for greatness. Among the many fans here inside the almost packed Paco Arena. We're just at the second game of our Friday triple header. That's Michael Alvarez, who will be seeing action later on para sa Quezon City. They will be going up against the Manila Batang Quiapo at 8 o'clock p.m. Art De La Cruz out for this game para sa Ilagan Isabela Cowboys due to a hamstring issue.
Yung mga tingin ni Art sa floor, alam mong may mga reads na siya nakikita. Parang gusto na magsuot ng jersey.
He's gonna be a great coach when all is said and done sa kanyang playing career.
I do agree.
Just like his father, the original Art De La Cruz.
I do agree.
And off the timeout, yan ang isa sa mga ikinakasakit ng ulo ng mga coaches. Off the timeout and you turn the ball over. Take a look at this fast break of the game first, brought to you by Extreme X Play on the go speaker. Take your music anywhere. Philip Manalang taking it to the cup that time.
And challenging the defense of Roy Sumang. I mean, you know, tingnan natin kung anong gagawin mo dito sa drive ko. Parang that's the message being sent by Philip.
I think sometimes, you know, Philip always has this decision-making in his head on whether to score or to set up his teammates. Kasi nakikita naman natin na kaya rin naman talaga niyang tumira. It's just that there are sometimes the point guard in him really wins most of that decision-making.
Oh, yung pass first no?
Kalisay couldn't follow it up. Rebounding battle won there by Makoy Marcos. Nagmamadali ang Ilagan but Mina gives it up to the waiting hands of Roy Sumang. He sets up Gabat. Reds for 3, rattles it home.
Another point of turnover.
Iab ahead of the pack. Poor defense after the make by Zamboanga, which Ilagan already capitalizes on right away.
And one thing that you're seeing, at least based on the gestures of the coaching staff of Ilagan, they want to keep this going. This energy that they have right now. And this is so far a good run in the second quarter para dito sa sa Ilagan, ha. Scored what? 10 points already in this quarter. Pretty good. At least naka-recover sila on the latter part. That first half I felt was very flat. Couldn't get anything out of the things that they run.
And Josh Giab has been instrumental in this comeback attempt, just like he was in that game against Batangas City. But the difference is this time they're doing it right here in the first half. 2 minutes and 22 still remaining in the second quarter. Zamboanga up by only 6 points. Sumang has not made a significant impact in this game, still scoreless. Abdul Sawat has 5 points. Sawat almost traveled, which Coach Louie Gonzalez is trying to harp about on the sideline. The Cowboys with an opportunity here.
They were asking for that travel.
They keep possession. I thought Manalang turned the ball over there. That was a lazy pass thrown on the left side. You see, nakakunot na yung mga mata ni Coach Louie Gonzalez.
I guess really just the intensity of how, the game has been. Minsan, nag-aano sa mga coaches eh. And you like that if you're a player.
Under 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Huwag kayong aalis mga kaliga. This is an intense matchup between Zamboanga and Ilagan.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 15 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas,
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Watch us live on Facebook and on YouTube. We are the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We are also live on Solar Sports every Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays beginning at 6 o'clock p.m. Magandang gabi mga kaliga. This is Javi Palanya joined by Coach Mike Perez and Ms. Lyra Punsalan. You just caught a glimpse of our MPBL leadership. Operations Head Emerson Oreta, Security Chief Rudy Distrito. We'd like to give a shout out to our beloved Commissioner Kenneth Duremdes, who I'm sure is also watching wherever he is right now. Might be busy with a campaign para sa MPBL party list. We're still live from the Paco Arena. It's been an intense battle between these two squads here in the second quarter. Field goals here in quarter number 2, 3 out of 10 for the Cowboys. Certainly much better than what they had in the first quarter.
Huge improvement also. Oh.
Shot clock winding down again para sa Ilagan. Gomez forced to take another far three. That ends up in a miss.
They've had a lot of situations which is late clock shots. And so, kaya nakakapag-rotate rin ng kumpiyansa itong depensa ng Zamboanga.
Una makes a move on Dyke. Follow-away jumper is short. Look at Gab Gomez go for that rebound. That's nice box out by the former Ateneo Blue Eagle.
And si Coach Louie kanina when we were discussing, he was saying, you guys check on the turnovers of Gab Gomez. And I'm telling you, if not none, it's very few. And true enough, wala pa siyang turnover even up to this point.
Let me see it for myself. I'd love to see that number. I've always been impressed with Gab Gomez. The way that he has been able to steady this Cowboys ship. He forwent his remaining playing years in the UAAP to go to the MPBL. And he has done a wonderful job so far here with the Cowboys. 29-24. Reg
wow.
Gabat able to sneak in an opening but could not convert on the shot. There's going to be a foul. No, it's just going to be a simple out-of-bounds play, and the Cowboys will take possession.
That, for the most part, has been a challenge to James Una, scoring in traffic inside the paint. And whenever he's got, you know, a couple of guys checking on him, and which is expected, him being big, minsan hirap umiscore.
Maganda sa kanya yung bibigay mo sa kanya na ititira niya na lang.
All right. Catch and shoot sa baba, no? Ika nga.
That's what happened here with Gab Gomez, but barely grazing iron on that outside shot. Sumang, the quick move, gets in. Draws the foul on Philip Manalang. Two different generations of Red Warrior point guards.
Yeah, and the Ilagan Cowboys coaching staff felt that there was an extension on the arm on that drive by Roy Sumang, so they were asking for that foul. I feel on the perspective naman of the officials, that defense was also moving by Philip.
Roy Sumang, second leading scorer this season para sa Zamboanga, 11 points per game. Almost 80% from the free throw line, 3.4 assists as well for the man we like to call Super Sumang.
Well, he's the second best guy on the Zamboanga Sikat team. And he's lived up to that. And the only reason he's second because of Abdul Sawat. He's been just a monster for this team.
I don't think that's any issue to him. What matters to him is that they are on a good run right now. Number 2 in the Southern Division, 8-2, just behind the South leading Quezon Huskers. Dyke from the outside, long, Gabat soars for that rebound. He's pushing the basketball here. Sawat on the right side, Rojas on the left. Rojas could not convert. Sawat the offensive rebound, gets the putback to go.
And Abdul Sawat just finds ways to score. That was an offensive rebound and a putback.
He's now in double figures with 11, and he gets the rebound here. That's number 6. No time for a heave there. Would not have counted had it went in, and that's going to do it. Our first half in the books. Highly defensive-oriented first half between these two squads. It has been a lot of difficulty para dito sa Ilagan to get buckets, but Zamboanga has been doing so much better on that end of the floor. That's why they are up by 9 points, 33-24.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
Para sa atletang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan. At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota. Yan po ang aking commitment, hindi lamang po sa tao, kundi sa Panginoon na makapagserbisyo, makapaglingkod ako. Gawin na natin ang lahat ating magagawa, makatulong tayo sa kapwa para maipakita natin na tayo ay may Panginoon sa buhay sa pamamagitan ng pagkalinga at pagmamahal sa kapwa natin. Kaya habang malakas pa tayo, habang mayroon tayo, tulong tayo sa kapwa natin.
Dili na ko kay mga pong kalipay nga ikaw naghatag ka na mo og Pinoy-anan sa daghan pang mga tao. Dako gyud kayo mong pasalamat kay Sir Manny Pacquiao. Siya ang nakatabang sa among kalisod. Unsay kalisod na mo na asya mo tabang sa amuan.
Dili lang kay kami, daghan pa ayang gitabangan, dili kay balay lang, financial, grocery, ana, sa mga bata po nga nanginahanglan po og tabang para scholarship, daghan kay ang gitabangan.
Ako po ay nagpapasalamat lalong-lalo na sa Panginoon at sa kapangalawa kay Manny Pacquiao dahil sa napakaganda ng puso niya. Bukod pa doon, binigyan niya kami ng bahay.
Yan po ang programa ko na yan. Hindi po yan proposal lamang, kundi matagal ko na pong ginagawa yan sa sarili kong bulsa, sa sarili kong pagsisikap, dugo at pawis ang aking puhunan para makapagbigay, makatulong ako sa aking mga kababayan. Kaya naman po, ang nais ko talaga na maipasa, maibatas ang Free Public Housing Act, ma-implement at maraming mabigyan ng tahanan. Nagawa ko po yan. Na ako lang, ano pa kaya ang pera ng taong bayan na dapat mabalik sa inyo. Yan po ang aking ipinaglalaban.
Daghan kay salamat Sir Manny Pacquiao sa imong kaayo sa amo. God bless.
Pasalamat mi sa Ginoo nga gigamit siya sa Dios nga maluoy sa mga pobre nga sama sa amoa. Salamat.
Pumili po tayo na isang kandidato na may tunay na malasakit at pagmamahal sa mga mahihirap at naiiwanan sa laylayan ng mga Pilipino. Wala pong ibang tinitingnan kundi kapakanan, kinabukasan ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino na naghihirap, nagugutom at wala pong oportunidad na makapagtrabaho.
We are just stewards of God's grace in its various form. Therefore, we should maximize the time, the strength, the blessings that God entrusted to us to help others para mag-glorify ang ating Panginoon sa buhay natin. In God, all things are possible. Nothing is impossible with God.
Itong pinaglalaban ko, samahan niyo po ako. Yun po ang hangad ko palagi sa pamilyang Pilipino na wala pong may iiwan. Higit sa lahat, magtutulungan tayo, magkakaisa tayo para po sa isang minimithi nating kaunlaran ng ating bansa.
Ang dalangin ko palagi na itong bansang ito may pagmamalaki ng sabayan ng Pilipino na maunlad, masaya, nagkakaisa at namumuhay ng tahimik. Si Manny Pacquiao po, number 54 sa balota.
50-50 tayo. Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Kanipaya. Para sa 100%'ong Pinas, 50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MP! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Zamboanga Sikat is up by 9 points against the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys, 33-24. Live na live pa rin ang MPBL mula sa Paco Arena here in Manila City. Zamboanga practically dominated the first quarter in terms of scoring. They led 18-10, but Ilagan was able to keep it close in the second quarter, able to put up a fight with 14 points against Zamboanga's 15. You look at the numbers here after the first 20 minutes of action. Zamboanga is shooting 33% while the field goals have come very difficult para sa koponan ni Coach Louie Gonzalez. 8 out of 36. That's 22%, and the turnovers have really hurt them here in this game. Zamboanga's bench has been delivering. Guys like Med Salim have been able to convert from the outside to contribute to those 14 bench points of theirs. Josh Guillab, he has helped Ilagan in their comeback attempt in that second quarter. Coach Mike Machak, he did in that game against Batangas City. He leads the Cowboys with 10 points.
Lalo na dun sa part na nag-improve yung shot making para dito sa Ilagan. That really mattered most, and so without Art, you're gonna need more from him.
Abdul Sawat already matching his average with 11 right in the first half. And JP Kawilan, Choi Ignacio, Med Salim, all with singular 3-point shots in that first half. So it really has been a good scoring night so far para kay Abdul Sawat. But we look to guys like Roy Sumang and Chino Mosqueda as well as JP Kawilan to try and get it going here in the second half.
At the rate the scoring has been, this seems to favor more ang Ilagan. The lower the score, the better for them.
Gomez turns the corner, gives it up to Galliano, attacks inside, couple of fakes, leans in closer. Shot doesn't trickle in. Ooh, that's a hard fall on the offensive rebound attempt. But it looks like he's okay here. Just a bit shaken up. I think he fell on his left elbow. Taking some time here to get up. But good thing, nung pagbagsak niya, wala tayong nakita na hinawakan niya or anything. Doesn't seem to be in some pain. Take a look at that last sequence. Gets his own offensive rebound. Ayun. Medyo na-cushion niya naman yung fall niya.
Yeah. And kahit pa paano yung baba niya, medyo somehow may nakapigil ng konti, hindi ganun kabilis yung pagbagsak niya.
Our referees are taking a look at it for possible calls. Might be an unsportsmanlike foul, pero by the looks of the replay, parang wala naman. And by the way that they've been calling this game, they've let the players play. A lot of physicality has been allowed by our officials sa laro na to.
And you see Alan Santos right there, well, because of matchups, you know, I feel he's going to get lesser of a minutes, not unless this becomes, you know, more of an inside kind of game, slow break, then you bring him in.
Coach Mixon Ramos trying to direct the offense on that huddle para sa Cowboys. There's going to be a foul against Zamboanga. That's going to go against James Sena. That's going to be number 1 laban sa kanya. 14 on the shot clock for the guys in white. Gomez, quick trigger. Shot is good.
At some point in time, that shot is going to fall for Gab Gomez because he's got very good shot mechanics and he's just confident, you know. 4 misses in the previous game, pero those 2 threes have been crucial in that win for Ilagan.
He's got his first basket in this game. 3 points so far for the former Ateneo Blue Eagle. Ilagan really doubling down on their pressure here on this possession. Sawat, that's a tough shot. Ball is loose. Sena gets to it. 3 seconds left for Zamboanga. 1 second left. Sumang doesn't realize it. But they're saying that the shot clock should have reset. They feel like that shot by Sawat hit the basket. But our referees are not going to oblige. Play will continue here. Ilagan throws it in. And the Cowboys will set this one up in their half court. Past a minute gone by, quarter number 3. Galliano Inside, needs someone to pass it to. That's a dangerous one picked up by Sena. 3-on-3. Others have also gone back down. Sumang with it. The lob inside to Sawat. Able to get it side. Basket and one para kay Abdul Sawat.
Boy. And Abdul Sawat staying off ball, just hibernating on that side of the floor and waited for that moment when everybody was busy on the ball side, went in and stuck it back.
Grace under pressure. That is exactly what Abdul Sawat exhibited on that play. Let's go courtside to Miss Lyra Punsalan.
Nagre-reset daw itong si Abdul Sawat with that next game mentality after every game at di daw niya hinahaya na wala siyang mapupulot na aral sa bawat matchup nila. He said challenge daw niya ang sarili niya palagi na huwag tamarin at mag-improve lalo na't isa sila sa mga malalakas na team sa South Division. Kailangan ko laging kalinga at laruin ang laro ko dahil ginagawa ko rin ito para sa teammates ko at di ako pwedeng mapagod. Dagdag pa niya. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Sawat leading his team in this game anew. 13 points and 7 rebounds. Galliano top of the circle, 3 off the heel. Sawat with another rebound. That's 8 rebounds already in the game para kay Abdul Sawat. Sena all alone inside.
A miscommunication on the coverage.
Gomez, another quick trigger. Squishes that one through.
And that's what they've been waiting for, itong Ilagan Cowboys, for Gab Gomez to start connecting from the outside. But then again, gotta talk defensively. That missed one right there cost you 2 points.
Walo pa rin ang lamang dito ng Zamboanga. They were up by 9 at the half. Sumang directing traffic from the right side. Sena flashes the handoff to Abdul Sawat. Tough look there, rebounded by Josh Galliano. Giab is ahead. Di nakita ni Josh. Galliano falls down, manages to get it to Philip Manalang. Manalang, the crossover.
There you go.
Gomez, another 3 on the way. Could it cash in?
Yeah, at this point, you gotta ride the hot hand, which in this case would be Gab Gomez.
This is our assist of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Roy Sumang has delivered a lot of great passes in this game. He has 6 dimes for Zamboanga.
Yeah, na-misdirect din si Alan Santos dun eh. Kept busy on one side, forgot about the coverage on his side.
Rojas working against the defense of Josh Giab. That's a nice matchup. Edsel Rojas versus Josh Giab on the block.
Agree. Talagang pag bungguan yun, talagang halos immovable pareho eh, no? Well, Coach Louis was asking how was that a foul, and he was just vertical and just kept digging on him.
Altamirano takes the 3. That's off to the left. Matakbo ang Cowboys. Manalang into the lane. The fake up and under. Could it fall? Manalang gets it back off the glass. This time it's good.
Now that's the version of Philip Manalang that you would love to see. In control as he attacked to the paint, got that 2-foot jump stop, decelerated at the right time. Mas in control eh, di ba?
The Cowboys try to bring out the trap, but Zamboanga able to get it across comfortably. 37-31.
Reject.
Sumang working against Alan Santos on the switch. Sena wants it against Gomez. That's a foul against the Cowboys.
No choice si Gab doon. Kung nakarating yung bola doon at hindi niya ginawa yun, sigurado pupuntusan na siya.
Only the first personal against Gab Gomez. Galliano will sit back on the bench in favor of Alan Mina.
At saka the moment that switch happened, alam mo ang advantage na Zamboanga eh. Either way.
Rojas taking a look at his options. He will face up against Alan Santos. Short stab, wala. Rebound para sa Ilagan. Manalang, hesitation into the lane. Puts on the brakes. Manalang off the glass. Masyado malakas. The battle for the loose ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Cowboys.
Contrary to his other finish earlier, dito medyo minadali yung layup. Mas in control siya dun sa isa kanina. And still, that 2 feet gaming inside the paint allowed him to get that deceleration.
Chino Mosqueda and Med Salim checks back into the game for the Zamboanga Sikat. There's a wet spot on the floor that our referees are making sure that will be dried up before we resume play. Manalang needs a teammate. Finally gets it out to Alan Mina. He sets the roadblock, but Mina preferring to pull it back out. Santos bobbled it a bit. Shot clock winding down again for the Cowboys. Manalang left-hand finish. He was hit. Fell badly on his backside.
And si Philip Manala pa lang, isa pa sa mga players na napakaraming beses mong makikita ang ganyan, no? Bumabagsak. Well, it's just because aggressiveness niya kung paano siya maglaro.
Isa yan sa mga rason kung bakit di ko na tinuloy yung basketball career ko. Ganyan din ako.
Pero nakikita kita naglalaro eh. Kondisyon eh.
Ano lang yan, coach? For the gram.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go courtside once again to Ms. Lyra Ponsalan.
Doble effort ang hinihingi ngayon ni Coach Louie dahil nahihirapan nga rin silang butasan ang depensa nitong Zamboanga. You guys have to play with strength, sabi niya, at kailangan daw na mas maging physical pa ang mga players niya because evidently it's truly a challenge for them to not have Arthur La Cruz play today. He expects more of the Cowboys to truly be aggressive at bantayan nga itong si Noroy Sumang at Abdul Sawat. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat. Well, these two guys have been having their way. Sumang may not be scoring a lot, but he has been making some impressive plays at the point guard spot, just like he has been all season long para sa Zamboanga. Shot clock at 6. Sawat needs to make a decision. He's fouled by Philip Manalang.
That's the challenge. When you play with a lot of physicality, defending without fouling, that's the thing that, may thin line that you hope you don't get that foul. Pero yun naman talaga identity rin itong Ilagan hardcore na physical, in-your-face defensive team.
Any team that is coached by Coach Louie Gonzalez, that is certainly gonna be the style of play that they will have, without a doubt.
Oo, sigurado yun.
Mosqueda directing traffic. Altamirano gets it. Tried to shovel a pass to Salim. Mina saves it to the wrong guy. Sawat puts it up. No good. Offensive rebound to Paul Turco. He was stripped. There's a foul called laban kay Shaki Davis.
Ito mo again, yung rotation ng guys for that offensive rebound para dito sa Zamboanga. Alan Santos already got that ball, pero yung active na deflections kahit nasa kanya na yung bola allowed them to be able to sneak in and get it.
I'm sorry, the foul was against Alan Mina. Free throw shooting for Zamboanga, 6 out of 10 after that miss by Paul Turco. Played for the College of St. Benil Blazers in the NCAA. Someone who Coach Louie is very familiar with. We'd like to thank LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL.
And this is so much better a start, a quarter. I feel ito yung best start nila sa quarter, outscoring Zamboanga right now 8-4.
That could have been a big shot. They get it back at least this third quarter. Mina, that's a screen from Giab.
There's that flare.
Sets for 3. Malakas. They get it back with 2 seconds. Giab could not finish. Ball is loose, picked up by Altamirano. Mosqueda goes to the reverse. 39-32. Once again, Zamboanga getting the turnover and the score on the other side. Giab able to get into the lane.
Ganda ng Gortat screen ni Arenal. Clearing that right side for Josh to claim.
Giab so far the only guy in double figures with 12 para sa Ilagan. Altamirano, that's certainly a hit against Gab Gomez. Got Altamirano on the chin. This is our play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Kung mga ganong scramble plays, asahan mo rin talaga si Chino Mosqueda, no? Even before when he was with NU, he's been like that.
He was a rookie when we were playing our last year in the juniors division, kami nila Jerry Pingoy. And already he was making an impact for the Bullpups that time when they were still under Coach Jeff Napa. There you see Coach Bong Ramos. Last year was with Quezon City, just like a lot of his players with Zamboanga this season. Dave Ando and Makoy Marcos will come back into the game. Ilagan is already in the penalty, by the way.
And the thing is, for Ilagan, they continue to be in this. Hindi pa tapos ito. They just keep themselves within striking distance.
Halos pareho lang sa nangyari sa kanila laban sa Batangas.
Agree.
And remember, the Cowboys, they've won 2 of their last 3 games. So somehow there is some rhythm coming into this match against Zamboanga. Especially with that big win that they had against Batangas City, a very experienced team in this league. Sawat trying to break down the defense of Dave Ando. Drops a pass. Turco could not handle it. The steal completed by Mina, but he steps on the baseline.
Yeah, and to your point about the close games, one could make a case that game against Jansan Warriors, I felt should have gone Ilagan's way if not for those super good 3-point shooting by the Jansan Warriors. 14 in a game.
Kawilan, that's a good 3-point shooter. Could not hit his stride. Had a 3-point shot earlier to begin the game. That was the first shot of this match. There's a stoppage in play here. Another foul. No, it's a jump ball situation which favors the Zamboanga Sikat.
Oh, we thought all along that was a foul on Sean.
Mosqueda on top. Sets up Altamirano. Altamirano will take it in and out. The tap sails out of bounds. It will stay with the guys in orange. 34-40. 3 minutes and 25 ang natitira dito sa ating third quarter. Kawilan sees an opening. Kawilan from downtown.
And there are situations really when he gets those looks. And so you have to be mindful of where he is. 33% 3-point shooter.
One of the best that we have here in the league. Offensive foul. Laban sa Ilagan. And the fouls just continuing to pile up here in the third quarter, Coach. Imagine if they haven't committed maybe even half of the fouls that they have here in the third quarter.
I do agree. In here, again, drop coverage against that guy, Kawilan just sinking it.
The fouls of the Cowboys have just caused a lot of break-in momentum para sa kanila. Kawilan, matched up against Arenal. Altamirano meets the basketball. Couldn't get into the shaded area. Arenal spins. Doesn't get the shot, but he will take 2 shots.
Pero kita mo yung yung galawan ng mga tao off ball. And nobody was ball watching. Everybody was going to different spots on the floor, changing from one side to another, keeping that defense very busy and keeps on chasing.
Nahihilo na nga ako eh.
Paano pa kaya yung nasa loob?
Yun na nga. Check out our special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. But if you're a coach, I'm sure you're having such a good time watching this game because of the schemes of these 2 squads. We've mentioned it various times in this game. These 2 teams, very well coached.
Oh yeah, definitely. Kita mo naman offensive side, even the defensive philosophies. This is why this game is so low scoring right now.
Zamboanga able to erect a 10-point lead after that free throw by Itzi Altamirano. Dyke sees Alan Mina inside. That was a dangerous find. And Ilagan will turn it over. That's number 12 in the game for the Cowboys.
Even situations where passes look to be very simple, nararamdaman mo yung depensa getting in the way of the passing lane.
And the Cowboys will burn a timeout here. You could see the frustration written all over Coach Louie Gonzalez's face here. He needs to huddle up his boys. Mga kaliga, let's check out our LGR Sportswear fan outfit of the game, brought to you by LGR, the official outfitter of the MPBL. Iba't ibang style ng mga outfits sa mga ating tatlong manonood. And of course, Madam Photographer, Luisa Singh in the building here at the Paco Arena. This is the second game of our Friday triple header. This is day 50 of the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. Action continues to heat up between these two teams. Mosqueda against Mark Dyke. Mosqueda could not take advantage of the foot speed advantage. And Talisay also could not get that opportunity to drop. Coach Louis continuing to search for solutions to their problems. Talisay, push shot, malakas. Turco almost got the offensive rebound. Nakuha na ng Ilagan. 2-on-1 break. Kitevis goes all the way. He had to adjust. Ang ganda nung pagkakabait sa kanya doon ni Chino Mosqueda.
2 versus 1 right there.
Altamirano just puts it up. No good. Counter-attack once again for the Cowboys. Marcos gets it to so much contact. Just absorbing it right there against Chino Mosqueda.
Yeah. And Chino understood that McCoy was going to come in with a lot of force. You know, every time McCoy tries to dribble, penetrate, getting paint touches, hindi yan papasok dyan ng lalamya-lamya. So you expect that contact. And Chino was ready for that.
Marcos, former swimmer during his younger years, as we take a look at this free throw. Brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Isa pa yan sa mga nagiging problema ng Cowboys dito sa laro na to. Their free throw shooting. McCoy is only a 50% free throw shooter this season. That's always been one part of his game that has had to have improvement.
Oo. At saka I think mahalaga yan para sa the way that he plays. He gets fouled a lot. And so he's going to be center the line a lot of times. And so you got to make those free throws.
Reg Gabat, he's a shooter and he knocks it down. Specialty of the house para kay Reg Gabat, extending this lead to 13. 47-34.
And yes, I am Mr. Javi Palanya.
Guys down though. Sean Quiteves able to get the basket, but Chino Mosqueda was holding on to his groin area. Not sure what happened, pero bigla na lang siya bumagsak. Helped up here by his teammates. Let's try to see what happened. Well, he was trying to help up Kawiulan, who was also down. As he was trying to help up JP, nadulas siya.
Nadulas.
Which caused that strain in his groin, but he looks to be okay. Hindi na kailangan palitan dito.
And now they bring in Olegario. He's been in there for quite a number of possessions already. Probably to bring up the energy and get good output from him.
Mosqueda tried to bounce it off Quiteves. Olegario steps back out to the three-point line. Olegario from downtown! Pocket rocket, J.R. Olegario.
I told you, Javi.
47-39. Can Zamboanga answer? 2 bodies down. 2 guys in orange, Mosqueda and Talisay.
They're going to want to review this.
Take a look at that. This is a big shot. Huge, huge basket for the Cowboys. Olegario pointing 3 fingers to his head, signaling his entry into this game. He's been on the bench for quite some time. Coach Luis Gonzalez is livid here.
And then going back to that 3 by Olegario, it's pretty much similar to a 3 he made in that game with Batangas.
And even their coaching staff really frustrated with what happened. There was a collision that happened in the previous possession, a possession that just ensued. And the referees are taking a good hard look at it. Let's look at what happened. Mosqueda goes down. Talisay drives inside. And he falls on his backside.
That sure looked like a regular play. You didn't see any extended arm.
Cowboys for improper bench decorum. Technical foul on Zamboanga Sikat for improper bench decorum.
So both teams given technical fouls for improper bench decorum.
There didn't seem to be anything extra on that defense by Ando. It really was just he was airborne and his hip hit Ando, and airborne, alam mo naman wala ka nang kakapitan eh. It's just a regular foul, right?
Just a regular foul. So it's gonna be free throws para dito kay John Kalisay. Both teams already above the limit. A minute and change remaining in quarter number 3. The intensity has gone up every quarter in this game. Kalisay missing on the first.
Boy, this fourth quarter is gonna be a good one.
What is a better term than dogfight?
I'll have to look it up. Pero talagang each of these teams would want to get a win. Ilagan want to get another streak going, and ito namang Zamboanga wants to stay at number 2.
The intensity of this game has really chalked up. Ito naman si Alan Santos trying to flash a dance or two on the camera. Maybe trying to tone down the action here.
Kumbaga parang intermission.
For improper bench decorum.
That's another technical foul on Zamboanga Sikat. There has to be an ejection, am I right? Coach, correct me if I'm wrong.
Not yet. I think you have to get at least 3 or 4 technicals on the bench.
On the bench.
For the coach to be ejected.
Okay, so Olegario is at the line for the technical free throw. This is a guy who just really celebrates every win, whether it's big or small, no? It's JR.
Energy boy.
That's what he's there for. And we were talking to Coach Louie a while ago before the game. He said that JR has definitely improved drastically. Ang kailangan lang talaga aralin parate, kailangan strategic lang talaga yung pagpasok ni JR sa laro.
Oo. Kung kailan yung timing na he would make that impact.
Kaya lagi niyang inaaral pati yung rotations ng mga teams that they're gonna face.
Tsaka yung matchups kung sino yung nasa loob.
Kawilan takes the quick shot. That one was short. Olegario gets the rebound. He's gonna push. Olegario for 3. My goodness! JR Olegario, another 3-point shot.
You and I knew that shot was coming, and nobody checking him from afar. 2 out of 2 from 3, JR Olegario.
He had his eyes set on the basket, and he would have went for it no matter what. 7 points in the game, 47-43. That's a miss. Olegario, another rebound. That's 2 straight. 2 straight 3-point shots. Can he get another one? Olegario puts the ball on the deck. Pinoy step. The kick out to Mina. No, that pass is intercepted by Mosqueda. 20 seconds left in the third. Kalisay, he can hit that. Halfway down. Una, the rebound. Basket and 1.
2+1, the old-fashioned way. And we talked about James Una kanina. Na hirap it through traffic, but this time, he finished it.
Kalisay could not come up with the answer to those Olegario threes, but James Una telling him, I got this. I'ma flex my muscles underneath.
Boy, that baseline drive and that drift on the other side by Alan Mina on that attempt by Olegario. If that went through, that would have been possibly big because Mina was pretty much holding that 3-point corner for expecting a shot.
Una could not complete the 3-point play. That's a lane violation against Zamboanga, which means Ilagan will get a final crack at the basket here in quarter number 3. Considering they managed their time well, this is going to be the last possession of the third quarter. 14.2 seconds. Manalang, Mina, Giyab, Olegario, Santos, the 5 on the floor for Coach Louie. Manalang, out to Alan Mina. Mina gets fouled. That's 2 free throws. Both teams already over the limit.
And you also saw earlier Alan Santos trying to hold that corner three. That guy can shoot from there.
This game is shaping up to be like one of the old school battles.
Yeah.
And I'm saying old school, these are like Roman gladiators going at it.
Definitely, a lot of physicality.
Which I'm sure everybody is enjoying to watch. I'm enjoying myself.
Oh, yeah.
Nakatayo na nga tayo
Oo nga.
dito ngayon.
Well, you kind of expect this between these two.
12.9 points per game, 2.6 rebounds. One of the best free throw shooters in the league. Almost 89% from that area. He had 15 points against Batangas. Mina. Second free throw is good. Chops the lead back up to 4. 5 seconds left. Sumang against Kitevis. Roy still has it. Step back. That's not going to count even if it went in. Nice defense by Sean Kitevis. Exactly what he's in there for. And what a strong finish to this third quarter for the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys.
And the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys really trusting their defense right there. Better execution for both teams, but really more on the side of Ilagan as they scored a lot of points. A strong start to a quarter, probably their best start ever in all of the quarters. But that recovery in the injection of Oligario really allowed them to get that energy coming into the latter part of this quarter.
Those were the highlights of the game brought to you by SIP Plus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration, and the game here, the intensity, it will be elevated even more in the fourth quarter. So hang on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Magbabalik kami.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
Check out our special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. And this is a very special game that we're having between the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys in the Zamboanga Sikat here at the Paco Arena in Manila City. Only the second game of your Friday triple header. What a way to usher in the weekend here in the MPBL. This is Javi Palanya, joined by Coach Mike Perez, Ms. Lyra Punsalanes at courtside. Quarter scoring on your screens. Strongest quarter in that third for the Cowboys, Coach Mike.
Agree. And when they started with 10 points quickly at the early minutes, going to be a good quarter para dito sa Ilagan scoring-wise. More like parang playoff mode to, no?
Exactly. That has been the type of atmosphere we have been experiencing between these two squads. Zamboanga led by as much as 13 points in this game. It's now to just 4. Sawat has been their main man, missing from the perimeter. Manalang forward to Josh Giab. They'll set this one up. Santos gives it back to Philip. Alan gets it back. Giab on the block against Sawat. Quick spin to the baseline. The reverse is good.
Wow. I was about to say, how do you Sawat if you're Josh Giab? There's the answer right there. Foot speed.
14 points in the game para kay Josh Giab in this game. Kitevis caught in a very unfortunate situation against James Sena there. This is the play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
Sawa trying to close out that middle lane, pero Josh Giab says, nope, I'm going back.
Gabat puts the ball on the deck, gets the basket plus the foul. Oh! And there's going to be an unspo.
Is that on Alan?
We got to see that again. It all happened too quickly. The fourth quarter has just started, ladies and gentlemen. Gabat puts the ball on the deck. You see there, Santos.
Yeah.
I think there was a strike to the face.
That's right. Lower that right elbow.
Yun.
Yeah.
Clothesline to the neck. So it is going to be an unsportsmanlike foul on Alan Santos. Coach Bong Ramos, I think, is arguing that it should be a disqualifying foul dahil above the shoulder contact.
Right. And really not so much of a basketball play at all. It's excessive.
So Gabat will troop to the free throw line for the bonus, and Zamboanga will be keeping possession. There you see again the drive that's being played here on the big screen on the floor.
There you go.
Santos acknowledging the foul. To some boos by the Zamboanga faithful behind their bench. Santos just smiling it off.
Yeah, even Coach Bong Ramos ends up smiling at Alan. How do you argue that? It's a big screen right in front of you.
Wala na siya magagawa. Huling-huli.
Kahit anong tangkad mo, wala kang magagawa. It's there.
And it happened right in front of the referees.
Agree.
Kudos to our officials for that quick adjustment on the call. 51-47. Rojas gets it in the middle of the paint. Giab challenges. Ball is up. Sena and Gomez trying to contest for it. There's a foul. Oh, it's an unsportsmanlike foul too.
Yeah, that's
on James Sena.
Agree.
Was there a kick?
No, not really. It's more of holding on to the foot of Gab Gomez. That's more like a fast break take.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a take foul.
Yeah.
Tama. Hinawakan niya yung paa. Very clear on that replay. No arguing on that too. Gomez at the line for two. Gab Gomez currently with 7 points in this game. Magpapahinga muna si James Sena. Back inside is James Una for the Zamboanga Sikat. 2 for 2 para kay Gab Gomez. Coach Louie Gonzalez has been raving about this kid. His IQ, his intelligence, the way that he controls the game, and the way that he takes care of the basketball.
Yes.
Giab hands it off to Alan Mina.
Post up.
5 on the shot clock. Giab makes his move against Rojas. The double comes from Una. Emergency pass. Santos is fouled. Alan Santos shaking his head.
No, but
while he's on the floor.
No, but Abdul Sawa was shaking his head prior to Alan was. And Abdul says he got all ball, but
some yapping after that play between these two players.
Little mind games between competitive players.
That's part of the game. As long as nobody gets hurt.
Yes.
There's a coach's challenge by Zamboanga. We're going to take a short break.
The challenge made by Zamboanga Sikat is unsuccessful. Foul on Abdul Sawa.
Unsuccessful challenge para sa Zamboanga Sikat. So the foul call will stand and Alan Santos will be taking 2 free throws. Take a look at what happened.
Oh, meron naman talaga. Tsaka emergency pass na yung kay Josh Giab na yun. He had nowhere to go. Matter of fact, if Sawat got in there in front of Alan Santos, that would have been a turnover.
Santos currently scoreless still in this game. This is his opportunity to get on the board, but he misses on the first. former Adamson Soaring Falcon. He has been in the league for quite some time. He's bounced around many teams. A valuable role player here in the MPBL. Ito si Alan Santos.
1-point game.
51-50. Sawat. He's been slowed down here in the second half. 13-10 para sa kanya. Una gives him the roadblock. Sawat, bounce a pass to James Una, could not score. Rebound secured by Alan Mina. Ilagan with a chance to take the lead here. Manalang goes inside, stretches and scores. Ilagan Isabela in the lead, 52-51.
Unti-unti lang, grind out game. This is more Ilagan's kind of basketball.
Sumang will take matters into his own hands. Roy Sumang from downtown.
How do you take it back? Where you're good at, three-point making.
Three-pointer number 8 in the game for the Sikat. They're the best three-point shooting team in the league. Giyab. Gomez swings a pass to Manalang. Can he take it back? Yes, sir. Why not? Philip Manalang. Tie ball game. 54. Oh no. Ilagan ahead by 1. Sumang. Mismatch against Giyab. Sumang. Malakas ang tres.
Spread out. Watch out for Gab.
Manalang leaves it for Gomez. Almost traveled. Mina again from the outside. That one's long.
Gab knew that he didn't have a shot, and so he tried to look for Allen that moment.
Oh, Kawilan!
Oh, man.
Nothing but bottom para kay JP Kawilan.
This has become a shootout.
Lead back with Zamboanga.
And
57-55.
Then happy Zamboanga loving this because this is their kind of game. Three-point shooting.
Chance of defense from the Zamboanga bench. Santos against Kawilan. Backing him down. Santos forces up a shot. Ball is loose. The Sikat have it. Oh, that's a dangerous pass thrown by JP. Counter-attack for Ilagan. Mina will go hard. Shifts hands. No. Rebound by Giyab. Only James Una there to contend, and that's going to be a foul against James Una. Giyab will take 2 free throws.
Oh, Giyab has played his heart out in this game, and he deserves this short rest on the floor.
Kawilan with that corner three-point shot to give back Zamboanga the lead. And then on the other side, Josh Giyab trying to carve out some space against James Una. Gallant stand by James Una on that defensive possession. That was a 1-on-3.
All right, agree. And the Cowboys couldn't make the most out of it. Josh Giyab got screened. Still couldn't make the shot. Good stand.
So far, perfect at the free throw line. Ito si Josh Giyab. And he misses on his first.
I bit my lip.
Yeah, I was about to, and I realized, oh no, perfect nga pala. I should say that.
Pero hirap rin kasi ng ganyan eh, no? It happened to me yesterday.
It happens a lot. Believe me. I'm sure you know by this time.
Oh, naman.
57-56. Split at the line para kay Josh Giyab. 5 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in this game. It's been a hotly contested battle between these two squads. Kawilan having time in the backcourt. He needs to get it across. Altamirano able to chase it down. Altamirano forces up a shot. Successful stop para sa Ilagan, and they go on the other side. Kiteves overcooks the attempt.
Gab.
Gomez will not force the issue. They have time to set the table. Shot clock at 10. Manalang. Crossover. Pass inside to Dyke. Butterfingers para kay Mark Dyke. Turnover for the Cowboys.
Boy, that sure was advantage over to Mark Dyke. He's got James Una on his back. He got that ball. Slipped out of his hands.
The Sikat holding on to a 1-point lead. Turnover story 14-12. They tried to set up Altamirano. That's negative. Kawilan also couldn't get the shot off. There's going to be an official's timeout here. A problem with the buzzer. It just sounded off suddenly.
Well, I feel that's the second time, I guess. The buzzer sounded off. A couple of possessions ago it happened. Before that, James Una free throw.
This is going to be an opportunity for both teams to huddle up. Again, still a lot of time remaining in this game. We're going to take a short break and catch our breaths.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MP! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Para sa atlitang Pilipino.
Para sa kabataang Pilipino.
Para sa kababaihan, para sa pamilyang Pilipino.
Para sa kinabukasan.
At ito po ang MPBL Party List number 77 sa balota.
Alright, so the issue with the scoreboard has now been fixed. Action resumes. Zamboanga holding on to a 1-point lead, 57-56. Sawat against Dyke. Sawat, the turnaround jumper. Malakas. Una, offensive rebound. Kicks it out. Kawilan, hand in his face. That one's off to the right. Ando gets the rebound para sa Cowboys.
And Sawat continues to be empty here in the fourth quarter after scoring 5 in the third.
J.R. Olegario back in the game para kay Coach Louie Gonzalez. Shot clock winding down again para sa Ilagan. Dyke looks inside to Ando. Instead, he gives it up to Gomez. Gomez, the jumper. High looping shot. Rattles it home. Big basket para kay Gab Gomez.
His baskets come when it matters most.
10 points in the game for Gomez, and he influences that shot by Altamirano to miss. The Cowboys in the lead, 58-57. Gomez fakes the shot, goes to the side, over the outstretched arms of JP Kawilan, unable to knock it down.
Well, that screen mattered a lot. It allowed Gomez that space and then that rotation. The last one, before he let go that looper. And here's the thing about Gab Gomez. We've been talking about him earlier. Kahit magmintis pa yan ng ilan, hindi yan titigil ng kakashoot. He understands he's got a good field goal shot.
Kitevis, strong drive to the basket. He still could not get that one to drop. He's been trying time and time again in this game, Coach. Multiple attempts with almost that same type of shot.
Tsaka good looks no?
And shots he usually makes.
Oh, yeah, I agree. 1-point game.
Sikat with a chance to get back into the driver's seat. Chino Mosqueda has the basketball. Sawat has yet to score here in the fourth quarter. Una mops that chance up close. Manalang behind the back. Manalang puts it up. Could not finish. Ball is loose. It will go the way of Zamboanga.
Hurried shot attempts so far in the last two. And Gab Gomez was free on the left side of the floor, but Philip Manalang decided gonna go middle sided of this floor and try and attack. Pero unlike yung mga finish niya kanina, ito medyo minadali. No?
Makoy Marcos will come in for the Cowboys, so Ilagan going small here. No legit big man on the floor except for Josh Giab.
Right.
Let's see how Zamboanga will take this into consideration. Sumang goes inside, recovers after he lost it. He draws a foul, and he will go to the line for 2 shots. Manalang picks up his 3rd personal foul. Sumang, so far, only with 5 points in this game, but he does have 6 assists.
Sumang is a 78 free throw shooter.
But Louis Gonzalez will challenge that last foul call on Philip Manalang. They're up by a point, 58-57. Okay, aalis, magbabalik ang MPBL.
The challenge of Ilagan Isabela was unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful challenge para kay Coach Louis Gonzalez. So, Sumang will take the 2 free throws. Here he is trying to barge into the defense of Philip Manalang. He muffs it a bit, recovers. And as he goes for the shot, got hit. Sumang, this is his time. This is exactly what Super Sumang is made of. Just as I say that, he misses his first free throw.
Pero that challenge of Coach Louis, I'd like to think, would either be on that extension of the arm of Roy Sumang or the other foul being just having Philip Manalang with his hand up.
Oh, 0 out of 2 para kay Roy Sumang. Might have also iced Roy Sumang, Coach, that challenge.
Yes, agree. Could have been a ploy.
A chance to extend this lead for the Cowboys. Kitevis on top. Gets it back. Sean, bounce pass on the block to Josh Giab against Paul Turco. Those two have had some battles in college. Reliving it here in the MPBL. Turnover para sa Ilagan. Offensive foul against the Cowboys.
Well, they were trying to post up Josh Giab against Turco. And Turco was right there, really staying in front.
And of course, our beloved boss, Sedelf Tupas, in attendance, sitting there with Sarangani's Carlo Escalambre.
Intense din, no?
Siyempre. Itong tayo nga. Kanina pa tayo talagang hindi makahinga dito. There you go. Roy Sumang redeeming himself with that basket, giving Zamboanga back the lead, 59-58. Zamboanga with 3 team fouls. Ilagan in the penalty.
Blitz.
Ball is on the floor. Marcos gets it back, but the ball was tapped again. Zamboanga this time completes the steal. Reg Gabat to Sumang. Sumang says, let's take our time. We don't need to rush. Kitevis is on him. Turco sets the screen. They draw the switch. Giab is on Sumang. Roy breaking down the defense. Goes for the 3. That's off to the right. Sawat, big rebound, but lost it. Kitevis brings it across. He's looking inside to Giab. He's been their money man. Josh Giab into the middle. Foul there by Roy Sumang. That's going to be the first personal laban kay Roy Sumang. But here he is featured in our Gixert. Great move of the game. Born for greatness.
Again, it matters how you decelerate and show control on that paint touch, which is what we were alluding to earlier in on the side of Philip Manalang, no?
Sumang has only scored in double figures, in single digits rather, only once this season. That was against Marikina. The rest of the way he's been able to get past double digits, and he's been able to break the 20-point barrier twice. Currently with 7 points in this game. Ilagan with the basketball. Manalang on the corner. Fakes the three. There's a double team. Gomez with 2 seconds left. Puts it up. Off the glass. No. Alan Mina gets to it.
Mismatch.
Giab hops inside. There's a call. It's a foul. Giab will take 2 shots.
Good decision there by Josh Giab. Quickly recognizing that mismatch with Roy Sumang underneath. Didn't wait for anyone at all. Philip Manalang made an emergency pass going to Gab Gomez. That shot still looked good. Had a good line.
Giab on the line for 2. Ilagan is 14 out of 20 from the 15-foot line tonight. With that 15 out of 21, Coach Louie Gonzalez, Coach Mixon Ramos, Coach Alex Calweng, all very heated up earlier. The intensity has really been through the roof in this game. Ilagan gets back the lead. They're doing this without Art de la Cruz, who is dealing with a hamstring injury in this game. That's why he's just in street clothes. Zamboanga will burn a timeout here. They're second to the last. They're down by 1.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad 15 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong pagbabago 15 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod 15 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong Pinas 50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MP! Kahati mo, si Manny!
We're back inside the Paco Arena in the nation's capital, Manila City. There you see the Destroyer Rudy Distrito sitting side by side with Operations Head Emerson Oreta. This is the second game of our Friday triple header dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League and Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. This game has featured 10 lead changes. First quarter saw Zamboanga leading by 8, and then the second period, Ilagan was able to keep in step in terms of scoring with the Zamboanga Sikat. The second half has been much more intense, much more close. Sumang off the timeout, able to get the shooter's bounce. 61 to 60.
Not afraid of the moment. Roy Sumang continues to deliver. Now,
9 points in the game para sa kanya.
Yep, Ilagan's turn.
A minute and 24 remaining in this game. Santos goes to Gomez. Quick trigger. There was a bump. No whistle blown. Rebound secured by JP Cawilan.
Oh, no fouls. Oh.
Our referees have been allowing a lot of physicality in this game. Sumang has scored Zamboanga's last 2 baskets. Shot clock reads 8. Sumang gets the step. Sumang all the way to the cup.
And no way you're gonna get help on that side of the floor. Sumang had Sawat holding that corner for 3 in case Alan Mina tags on that drive. But you got no other choice here. Really that 3 lane straight up for Roy Sumang to claim and finish.
No interior defense recognized there by Roy Sumang. And now he has 11 in the game. Let's listen in to Coach Louie Gonzalez.
Labas, okay, punta dito, kuha. Right? Hiyab, okay? Ngayon, pagkuha dito, alright? Kuha, Philip. Okay, Philip. Dito. Okay? Ngayon, Alan, get here. Okay, Joshua. Okay, Joshua. Ay, balik ka rin na natin. Joshua, ikaw na kumuha. Okay, ikaw na kumuha. Okay? Tapos balik mo kay Philip. Okay, then get there. Alan. Okay, tapos habang nag-screen si Alan, Allen, kunin mo si Hiyab. Okay, tapos nun, kay Gab tayo. Let's go.
You just heard the huddle of the Ilagan Isabela Cowboys. Coach Mike, what do you make of that?
Well, with Gab being the last guy mentioned in that play, sure looks like they'll be looking for a 3. But they do have an option to try to go for a quick 2. They still got a chance for a 2-for-1 here. But trusting how Gab has performed under these situations, they're going with him.
That was Ilagan's last time out. Zamboanga still has 1 left. Both teams in the penalty. Manalang with a basketball. Gomez off the screens. Philip still has it. Giab gets the bounce pass. And there was a whistle blown first. There's a foul against Zamboanga. And these are going to be free throws para kay Josh Giab. Important free throws here para kay Josh Giab. 6 out of 7 from the charity stripe tonight, and he gets the first one to drop. 63-61, 18 points in the game for the former JRU Heavy Bomber.
Now you gotta watch out for offensive rebounding if you're Ilagan, in case so that you have another crack.
Look at that. Zamboanga has missed 13 free throws in this game. Ilagan only 6.
And so Zamboanga might take a 2-for-1. Probably get the shot off before the 30-second mark. And they'll get that middle shot clock to Ilagan. Then they should be able to get the last attempt.
Let's see how they do here against this trap. Kitevis is on Sumang. 42 seconds. Sumang doesn't look like he's in a rush. It's a clear out. Sumang gets a step on Kitevis. No help coming. Short on the layup. Kawila on the offensive rebound. They pull it back out. Gabat with a basketball. Sumang wants it again. Shot clock at 8. Roy directing traffic. Screen set by Sena. Roy turns the corner. Giab on him. Shot clock at 1. Sumang gets it to go!
They're gonna review this.
That was close.
That was pretty close. They should review this. That is very close.
Take a look at this. Sumang trying to beat the shot clock buzzer. Ooh, that's not gonna count.
I don't think so too.
Very clear on that replay.
One dribble late.
Yeah.
Yeah. Credit to the good defense though. Just staying with that influence, going the left side of the floor.
Ilagan was able to heave a sigh of relief. Sumang once again got the step on that initial action, that drive against Kitevis. Saw him blow past the former Blue Eagle.
Right.
A good thing there was help coming which influenced the miss.
Yeah, tsaka feeling ko nung when he went that left side of the floor, it would have been more difficult than kung clear nitong right side of the floor for Sumang. He's pretty much more comfortable finishing that lane side. And again, they would have rather gone back to that setup where you had Sawat in the corner and Roy Sumang creating and trying to break down that primary defender.
McCoy Marcos was sprawled on the floor for a little bit. May ninaramdaman nata. I think it was something in his hamstring. He has to be pulled out here. It's RJ Arenal coming back into the game. Manalang, Gomez, Mina, and Giab joining him. That's the time on the floor for the Cowboys. 63-62, 13 seconds left. Mina with the basketball, gets the step. The help coming from Sena, that's a miss. Sawat the rebound. Kawilan will push. That's a dangerous pass, but Mosqueda almost got to track it down. This leaves a sliver of hope para sa Ilagan. 3 seconds left. No more timeouts for the Cowboys.
Both teams in penalty too. You can't foul.
Gomez will trigger in. Gomez needs a teammate. Giab quickly back to Gab. Gomez for the win. No! Oh, but Reds Gabat might have touched the ring.
Oh, wow.
Well, Chino Mosqueda quickly went to Reds and said, "Nahawakan mo ba?" Hindi daw, hindi daw.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, this had to come down to the last possession. What a gut-wrenching performance by these two teams.
Imagine if that shot straight up went in.
Near half court, Gomez, it was somehow challenged.
Oh!
That's close. It hit the front of the rim. And then I saw Gabat's hand in between the ball and the basket. Hard to tell, honestly, from that angle.
That was close. Similar to that shot made by Roy Sumang, this one's pretty close as well.
Woo-wee!
What a game. This is really playoff mode like.
Exactly. And this is the only time we're gonna see these two teams face off in the regular season. And the ruling has been announced. No goaltend. Zamboanga wins it. They hold on for their 4th straight victory. The Cowboys go down to 5-6. But such an incredible fight given by Ilagan in this game, Coach. These two teams really fought hard all the way until the final buzzer.
Down to that last possession and that final buzzer. I mean, again, I'm going to go back. If Gab Gomez's shot went in, he would have been on a different level.
For sure.
For sure. But you applaud the coaches for coming at middle, shaking hands on a well-fought, tough game.
You love to see the sportsmanship and the respect shown by the players and the coaches after this game.
A lot of respect for both.
Roy Sumang is our best player of the game, brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet, coming big in the clutch when it mattered most. Super Roy Sumang.
When it mattered most, you know, Roy Sumang really had to take over and make decisions.
63-62, big victory for the Zamboanga Sikat, extending their winning run to 4 games. They climb up to 9-2. Ilagan still trying to contest this one. Coach Alex Galwing showing us a picture of that last attempt. Let's go courtside to Ms. Lyra Punsalan, who is with Roy Sumang.
Maraming salamat, Javi. Super Sumang. There was a lot of physical and mental challenges. Paano nyo naitawid ang pagkapanalo, Roy?
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat kami kay Lord sa panalo na to. I think yung defense talaga namin yung nagpanalo and yung physicality talaga nila, grabe. Siguro na overcome namin yon yung mga last minute kasi sinasabihan kami nila Coach Egay, nila Coach Bong na parang mental nga lang yon na so far nagiging maganda yung game namin dahil sa defense talaga namin. Credit sa mga coaches namin. Ang galing nila mag-adjust.
Roy, congratulations for your back-to-back Best Player Award. At the end of the game na naig pa rin talaga yung leadership mo. Ano yung pinanguhugutan mo ng motivation to be able to lead Zamboanga into victory tonight?
Unang-una yung family ko, yung wife ko, pati yung anak ko. Sila talaga kung bakit ako naglalaro na maayos para sa kanila. And sa papa ko ngayon nasa bahay. Sana makarecover na siya agad.
Any greetings pa, Roy?
Binabati ko yung mama at papa ko. Yung asawa ko nandyan. Yung anak ko nasa bahay. Si Uno, si Mama G, mga kapatid ko, si Alan. Basta madami, bahala na kayo. Tsaka Toda Action Party List, Sikat Zamboanga, Family Brand Sardines, Mama Nita Cao, JNT Plasticware, TV11 Zamboanga, 96.3 IFM Zamboanga, City Foods Maki, at sa lahat ng Zamboangueño, muchas gracias sa walang sawang suporta.
Maraming salamat, Roy Sumang. Our best player of the game is brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the MPBL. 1xBet, your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet. Happy and Coach Mike?
Maraming salamat, Lyra. Congratulations once again to Roy Sumang and the Zamboanga Sikat for getting win number 9. Up next, we still have the Manila Batang Quiapo going up against the Quezon City Galleries Taipan. Keep it locked in here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.
Yan po ang aking commitment, hindi lamang po sa tao, kundi sa Panginoon na makapagserbisyo, makapaglingkod ako.
Daghan kay ang gitabangan.
Ako po ay nagpapasalamat lalong-lalo na sa Panginoon at sa kapangalawa kay Manny Pacquiao dahil sa napakaganda ng puso niya. Bukod pa doon, binigyan niya kami ng bahay.
Yan po ang programa ko na yan. Hindi po yan proposal lamang, kundi matagal ko na pong ginagawa yan sa sarili kong bulsa, sa sarili kong pagsisikap, dugo at pawis ang aking puhunan para makapagbigay, makatulong ako sa aking mga kababayan. Kaya naman po, ang nais ko talaga na maipasa, maipatas ang Free Public Housing Act, ma-implement at maraming mabigyan ng tahanan. Nagawa ko po yan. Na ako lang, ano pa kaya ang pera ng taong bayan na dapat mabalik sa inyo. Yan po ang aking ipinaglalaban.
Daghan kay salamat Sir Manny Pacquiao sa imong kaayo sa mga God please. Pasalamat mi sa Ginoo nga gigamit sa Dios nga maluoy sa mga pobre nga sama sa amoa.
Salamat.
Pumili po tayo na isang kandidato na may tunay na malasakit at pagmamahal sa mga mahihirap at naiiwanan sa laylayan ng mga Pilipino. Wala pong ibang tinitingnan kundi kapakanan, kinabukasan ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino na naghihirap, nagugutom at wala pong oportunidad na makapagtrabaho.
We are just stewards of God's grace in its various form. Therefore, we should maximize the time, the strength, the blessings that God entrusted to us to help others para mag-glorify ang ating Panginoon sa buhay natin. In God, all things are possible. Nothing is impossible with God.
Itong pinaglalaban ko, samahan niyo po ako. Yun po ang hangad ko palagi sa pamilyang Pilipino na wala pong may iiwan. Higit sa lahat, magtutulungan tayo, magkakaisa tayo para po sa isang minimithi nating kaunlaran ng ating bansa.
Ang dalangin ko palagi na itong bansang ito may pagmamalaki ng sabayan ng Pilipino na maunlad, masaya, nagkakaisa at namumuhay ng tahimik. Si Manny Pacquiao po, number 54 sa balota.